Hey everybody, Jordan here, the PH is silent, and this is my face. And today, we're going to make a character in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, but first, I know that it's messy behind me. We just moved, and so there are boxes to unpack, so I know. Just please don't judge me on that aspect of my life. But today, we're going to make a character, and we're going to make it using the MPMB Character Record Sheet. Now, if you haven't heard of this, it stands for More Purple Equals, or More Purple, More Better is the username. And you can get this on the Dungeon Masters Guild, and it is a really amazing character sheet. D&D Beyond is going to have a bunch of cool character creation and character sheet options, but it's got to rival this, and this is fan made, but it's really, really cool. Okay, so first off, we can add all the official sources, and we can also add any unearthed arcana that we want to. He updates this pretty regularly, so we won't be adding any unearthed arcana. We're going to stick with just the stuff over here, but if you wanted to, you could. So I'm going to apply. And this is the character sheet. And today we are going to make, if you didn't guess by the title of the video, Ironman. Player name is Jordan. The PH is silent. So to get started, we're going to make Ironman, and he's going to be, let's do a level 10 total, but we're going to do a 2-level fighter, 8-level warlock. So again, I just kind of want to show off this this PDF because I think it's really, really awesome. So first of all, let's do background is going to be noble because he's rich. Nope. Noble. And race is going to be human. Level 2. We're going to upgrade our XP. The new class is going to be fighter, and we hit OK. Now, when I do that, it's applying everything here in the bottom. You can see in the lower right-hand side, it's going through and it's applying everything that fighters get. So we have our proficiency in strength and con. We get to choose. I have my player's handbook here for reference. But we get to choose, as a fighter, skills. Choose 2 skills from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival. We're going to do intimidation and athletics. Those were the 2 that I decided I liked. So we're going to do a standard point array here, which I have right over here. So we're going to, oh, and this, hey, why don't you support them on their Patreon? They would love that. So we're going to do 15 in charisma. We're going to do 14 in intelligence. We're going to do 13 in constitution, a 12 in strength, a 10 in dexterity, and an 8 in wisdom. Now we get to do a +2 for our human because we're going to do the variant human. And so we're going to make that a 16. We're going to make that a 14. Then we're going to come all the way down here to feats, and we are going to take the feat athlete. Now, athlete says, standing up from prone only uses 5 feet of movement. Climbing doesn't cost me extra movement. I can make a running long jump or a running high jump after moving only 5 feet on foot rather than 10 feet. I get +1 strength or dexterity. So we come all the way back up to the top, and we add +1 strength. So I took that because it's going to kind of reflect Iron Man's, we're reflavoring everything to make this work, but it's going to reflect Iron Man's repulsors on his arms or his hands and his feet. So he's able to stand up really quick because of those repulsors in his hands. And I think athletics mimics that pretty well. Also, we're going to do armor. He's going to have plate mail, which gives him an 18. Yeah. And then we're going to come down here, and if you see up here it says choose feature, we can select what fighting style we want, and we're going to go with defense. Now defense gives us +1 bonus to AC while wearing armor. So now we have an armor class of 19, which is pretty good for Mr. Iron Man. So now up next, we want to do 8 levels of Warlock. So I'm going to do a total of 10 levels here, and I'm going to click on Fighter, and it's going to say, do you want to upgrade XP? And I do. And we're going to do a brand new class, and it's going to be Warlock. Now we're going to do the Fiend Patron, because I want fireballs and stuff to kind of reflavor as missiles and things that he's shooting out of his suit. And the other ones don't offer that, so we're going to go with the Fiend. Now it says, change in spells. Would you like to generate a spell sheet? And we're going to say yes. Now, here are our spells. And for cantrips, we're going to do Eldritch Blast. That's our repulsor beam. We're going to do Mage Hand. That's the hand of the armor leaving and doing cool stuff for us. And we're going to do Friends, because he's a persuasive guy, Mr. Tony Stark. Now for our spells, we know 9 spells up to a level 4, so we can't go higher than 4th level spells. But we know 9 of them. Now we won't use all of these. We won't need all of these, or some of them are more difficult to reflavor, but we're going to go through. So we're going to do Charm Person, because Tony Stark. We're going to do Hex, because Warlock needs Hex. We're going to do Rave Enfeeblement, because Repulsor Beams. We're going to do Scorching Ray, because repulsor beams. We're going to do Fireball, because those are going to be like the missiles that shoot out of his arms and things like that. So Fireball. Big explosion of stuff that he can only do so many times. Fly, because Iron Man flies. And we have 3 left, but we don't really need them, you know. So I'm going to do Wall of Fire. We're going to do Comprehend Languages, because let's say Jarvis can translate things. And gosh, I don't know. Let's say Counterspell, because his technology can out-technology other technologies. Why not? We're going to continue on to the next dialogue. Generate spell sheet. This takes an extremely long amount of time, so we're going to click that. Now, this will take an extremely long amount of time, but thanks to the magic of editing, we're done. So this is telling us that we have 2 points to add. That's ×2 because of our Warlock level 8. So we're going to add 4 points to our ability score. I'm going to scroll up and now look at this. Here's all of our spells. So some of these, all of these, are reflavored to kind of be like Iron Man. But Eldritch Blast is going to be our repulsor beams. Mage Hand is going to be kind of sending out the Iron Man armor hand to, you know, take care of stuff. Charm Person, because he's just so damn charming. Comprehend Languages is kind of Jarvis translating things in his ear. Hex, because every Warlock needs Hex. Rave Enfeeblement and Scorching Ray are more repulsor beams that we can do. Counterspell, because my tech can out-hack your tech, hypothetically. Fireball is that big spray of damage that the suit can do. Fly, because the suit can fly. And Wall of Fire is kind of the same thing. A way to, like, control the terrain, but we just kind of added it because we needed 9 spells. So now we're going to go all the way back up to the top. And we're going to add all 4 points of that into Charisma, making our Charisma 20. So now you can come down here to Actions, and we can add an action. So we're going to add... oh, we haven't finished our Eldritch Blast stuff yet, though. So let's go to Choose Features. So now we can select Warlock and Pact Boon, and we're going to go with Pact of the Chain. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, Jordan, why would you choose Pact of the Chain when Tony Stark does not have a familiar? We're going to reflavor the familiar as Jarvis. I was thinking about this, and I really like this idea. If you wanted to, you can even there's not something in the rules for this, but you could have his familiar maybe pilot the Iron Man suit, and so the suit can exist without Tony Stark inside of it. Kind of like that idea. Having a voice in the back of his head, such as the familiar gives. Again, Jarvis. I just like the idea of it being Jarvis. So now with that, we're going to choose some Eldritch Invocations. We're going to do Agonizing Blast. And it's telling us here that it was added to this notes section because there wasn't enough stuff over there. So Agonizing Blast, I can add my Charisma modifier to the damage of my Eldritch Blast. We're also going to do Repelling Blast, which I can have creatures hit by my Eldritch Blast cantrip be pushed 10 feet away from me. So that, again, the repulsor beams. And then the last one that I really like, that I would like to get is it Devil's Sight or Eldritch Sight? I can't remember. Devil's Sight? Devil's Sight. I can see in magical and non-magical darkness. That is not what I wanted. I wanted Eldritch Sight. So we're going to change that to bloop. Eldritch Sight. I can cast Detect Magic at will without using spell slots. So Eldritch Sight is literally the sensors on his Iron Man suit kind of feeling around and scanning the rooms and areas that he's in. That's how I reflavored it. I think it's really fun. And with that, we're almost done with a playable Iron Man in 5th edition. We got to calculate our hit points. So to start, our hit points are 2d10 for fighter and 8d8 for warlock. So we always start with max hit points plus your constitution. So we'll start with 12. And then we add, and we're just going to use the medium for this. So we'll add 6 plus 2, 8 for 20. And then the D8 becomes a 5. So 5 plus 2 is 7 times 8 is 56. So we have 76 hit points as Iron Man. Our armor class is 19. That's not too shabby. If you wanted to fill out the rest of this, we have +1 language. So we have 2 languages that we can choose from. Dwarvish and Elvish. Why not? We have Action Surge, so we can jump into a fight. We can Eldritch Blast twice, Action Surge, Eldritch Blast again twice. I like that. I think that's fun. If you wanted to, you could make the Iron Man suit magical, and we could have an attuned magical item, Iron Man suit. And this Iron Man suit will give him +3 strength. When he's in the suit, he has +3 strength. So we'll add that +3 up here, giving him 16 strength, which is not too shabby. And then if you wanted to do something cool like, I don't know, a club, you could add a club and say these are his punches. So when he's in the Iron Man suit, he's throwing punches, and it's just a 1d4, but if you wanted to throw a punch, he could throw a punch. Kind of makes sense. I like it. Yeah, and so that's it. We have an Iron Man. He can fly. He can throw a fireball. So he's got missiles. He's super charismatic. Guys, we forgot the familiar. Boom. Jarvis. I feel like Jarvis is an imp for the purposes of this. There's really no reason for him to be an imp. I just like the imp familiar, so we're going to go with that. So now again, if you want to roleplay, look at that. It filled out all of this just by typing in the word imp. Like, I love it. So now, if you wanted to, you could have Jarvis maybe control the Iron Man suit when Tony Stark isn't in it, giving this imp +3 strength. Lots of fun stuff you can do with this. And I know that this is silly, and I know there's a lot of you that are going to come back and say, well, I wouldn't reflavor it like this, or what you're doing, you're asking the game master a lot to allow you to do all of this stuff. And that's true. If you take this and your game master says, you know what, no, I'm not going to let your familiar control your magical armor that you get for free, I understand. But for the sake of building and I like making characters. So it's just kind of fun to make this character, and I like the idea of a Warlock Iron Man with a Jarvis familiar. It's really fun. Hey, I'm going to save this. I'm going to upload it to the internet, and then I'm going to put it down in the doobly-doo. And I just want to say thanks, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for downloading this. If you would do Ironman different, let me know. We reached 1,000 subscribers. I think as of making this, I'm at 1.1K. YouTube was going to be kind of hit or miss. I didn't know if I was going to like it or not, but it turns out that I love it. So I will continue making videos, and hopefully I will find time to make silly little videos like this as well. Until then, keep watching. Thank you guys again so much, and I'll see you in the next video.